The path of the shaman is a call of self-development and self-inquiry. And essentially, my path with shamanic practices have led me to the point of sharing, of living the shamanic practices that I've learned throughout my life. And shamanic practices aren't only the practices that are always labeled as shamanism, they are spiritual practices. Shamanism relates to the belief of animism, which is that everything has spirit, and that opens up an infinite possibility of understanding in the way that you live your life. Consider, for example, how often you think about the spirit of everyday objects. Consider, for example, how often you think about the spirit of the nature around you and how often you commune with it. Shamanism is about being in communion with that which is non-ordinary or that which can't be seen. So communion with the spirit world, joining in with spirit to bring forward guidance, information, healing, divination, and new ways of living in reciprocity with the world of spirit. The shamanic practitioner training that I'm leading is experiential training, ultimately. There are no lengthy studies and essays to write. The majority of the training is in the experiential learning, reflection, and the recording of that learning. So you are expected to make records and journal entries for all of the experiences that you have, because the shaman is within you and you're calling upon the shaman within yourself to complete this training. And the training never ends. Once you've discovered the connection to the part of you that knows and sees, you're going to be becoming your own teacher with this. You're going to become your own shaman. Now, on that as well, nobody can be self-elected as a shaman for anyone else. It's a case of people coming to seek you. However, having said that, I'm going to add to it that you are always welcome to go to yourself as your own shaman, to commune with your own guides and spirits. In fact, the tutelary spirits and the spirit guides that you connect with during your shamanic training are in fact acting as your inner shamanic healing group. And that's what we're going to learn to discover through particularly basing an established connection with those guides during module 0, which is the initial foundational module where we cover core shamanism and the practices of being able to begin that link with what's known as non-ordinary reality. So you will be journeying in module 0 to discover your connections, your meeting places for spirit. And when spirit guides appear, you'll learn that spirit guides are in fact parts of spirit and universal mystery dressing themselves in forms which are relevant to you. So all of the journeys you go on will be absolutely relevant to you. You will meet with the spirit of the universe taking form in a shape or a recognizable way that will be relevant to you completely. We also dive into the global roots of shamanism. We look at the shamanic perspective from an anthropological point of view, that is, from all of the studies and research that has been carried out over spiritual practices throughout the world. We will be looking at how they have common features and common factors, which are in fact what we nowadays term shamanism. We learn the roots of shamanism, how in fact shamanism is the world's oldest spiritual system. And we'll look at that and how it then has been incorporated and perhaps even ignored by religious structures. we definitely have our big introduction to shamanic journeying in module 0. And after module 0, you will be equipped with the tools and the techniques you need to bring in shamanic practice as your own daily life tool. You will be able to connect with your tutelary spirits who are going to give you guidance and wisdom, direction, healing, and great counsel in your life. And should you wish then to remain with that new practice in your life and take that with you and develop it throughout your life, then you absolutely are in the position to do that. That is the perfect way to learn how to seek guidance and counsel from your inner wisdom, from the great mystery that exists within us all. And it's also a unifying, connecting experience. From module 0 onwards, all the way up to module 6, you will learn and discover how, in fact, you are interconnected and interwoven with every single part of this universe as the fabric of the universe. Module 0 does give you the foundation that you need and that is required for you then to progress onto module 1 of the 6-part shamanic practitioner training. At the end of module 0, you'll be given the opportunity to have a 45 to an hour meeting with me where we'll review your journal notes, look deeper into any questions that you have about the process so far, and I can give you some guidance from my own experiences with the shamanic practices. And that will conclude module 0, which will then take you in, should you wish to tread further on the path of shamanic practices, into module 1. And module 1 is called the Shaman's Flight. And in module 1, we will be also looking at core themes, which I've discovered are essential to become pathways to self-discovery. So the first 4 themes we'll be looking at with the module 1 is truth, strength, love, and courage. And with these themes, we will be using shamanic practices to explore them, giving you the chance to experience the depth of understanding that can be gained by using shamanic practices on these key themes. We will be using power songs, so you will learn how to merge with your spirit allies, with your power guides, to draw forth power in form of song. In module 1, we'll also cover power movement, so you will be bringing in dance and movement through with your power animals and your power allies. We'll also be looking into the power animal retrieval in module 1, learning how to retrieve power animals or spirit in the form of animal which has been lost for yourself and for others. Module 1 and also gives us the opportunity to journey for other people and to learn how journeying for others on key themes is an essential part of becoming of service to your community, to your loved ones, and to the earth. Module 1 also gives us the opportunity to experience a community healing ceremony. So at the end of module 1, we'll be getting together to give healing as a community and learning how the setup of that healing works. Module 2 takes us into learning about the circle of light, which is the medicine wheel. The medicine wheel is an indigenous practice, particularly from North American shamanism, and it also has key features which are reflected throughout cultures and spiritual practices the world over and throughout history. The medicine wheel is an incredibly in-depth tool of self-reflection. And with the medicine wheel, we'll be exploring themes of wisdom, courage, freedom, desire, and understanding. And delving into these aspects, these pathways for self-discovery, we'll be working with those using further shamanic tools and practices, using the medicine wheel, namely, which leads us to healing through the medicine wheel, which leads us into learning how to hold and set up drumming circles and community ceremonies, which also leads us further into the amazing world of medicine songs and medicine singing. We'll also be using the medicine wheel as a map and a tool to go on healing journeys for ourselves and for others. The medicine wheel practice itself is also a lifetime of learning, but to learn and to understand the initial map, to gain perspective of the landscape of the medicine wheel, we will be completely covering that with module 2, which is a beautiful module, finishing with a ceremony, a community ceremony again, a ceremony for the east of the medicine wheel, or that part which is fire and initiating spirit. Module 3 of the Shamanic Practitioner course takes us into ceremony, takes us further and deeper into working with elements, working with your ancestors, also working with spirits and honoring the elements and the ancestral lineage. We'll be focusing on the map of the lemniscate, which is your infinity symbol. You'll know it as the figure of 8, or perhaps you've already experienced the lemniscate work, which is an incredible tool to journey through the duality of feelings, journey through the duality of themes of life. And the key themes that we'll be working on in module 3 will be a return to strength, love, truth, and change. And we'll have a look at how these have evolved with our understanding and experience through having progressed from the tree of life in module 0, the medicine wheel in module 2, and furthering our understanding of the medicine wheel. In module 3, we'll also look at power objects, how we can imbue objects and artifacts with healing qualities so that they can be used to hold space, to facilitate healing and change. And we'll be looking at making our own power tools in module 3 as well. We're also going to look further into elemental ceremonies, and we will be doing an elemental ceremony here for the earth, moving across to the earth. We'll be having a community ceremony between ourselves where we'll connect to the earth and we'll ask the essential question, what is it that we need to learn from our connection with the earth? Moving into module 4, we have a fascinating module with module 4, which is the healing temple itself. So in module 4, we're going to start really looking at how we can create our own modality and our own connection with our healing guides. Throughout modules 1, 2, and 3, you will have been establishing your connection with your spirit guides, which are joining you with this incredible process. And module 4, we will call forward the healing guides who are going to be present to help you understand and to heal with extraction, soul retrieval, power loss, power animal retrieval, and also to learn how to make the healing story to bring back from your shamanic journey. Module 4 will also give us the chance to have the ceremony for the south, for the waters, to go deep within our emotional selves, to take a look at what lies beneath the surface and really delve into what has given us stories of pain in life, so that we can learn ways to release those stories using healing stories, using the medicine wheel, using our healing temple, and using the guides. Module 5 takes us further into the healing temple and learning methods of shamanic healing practices which have been carried throughout many spiritual practitioners, throughout many shamanic practices, throughout many indigenous cultures. And we're bringing those together with us. We're going to explore what we already have as our own innate gifts of healing. We're going to bring in all of the practices that you already have learned. Energy healing, all part of shamanism. Sound healing, all part of shamanism. Working with any healing modality at all is one of the shaman's jobs of serving the community through healing, as well as serving through divination, as well as serving through guidance and understanding. We will learn how to plan and carry out a shamanic healing session, step-by-step guidance. We will learn how it's carried out through core shamanism and traditional shamanic practices, and we'll look at being able to adapt that to create your own version of your shamanic healing ceremonies. We'll also have a ceremony for the North, for the high spiritual seeker within us all during module 5. And that takes us into module 6. Module 6 is where we're going to learn oracular wisdom and divination tools. We will be looking at the mirror world being the way to investigate and work with divination. Module 6, we'll be creating our own divination set using tools. We'll also have a greatly healing and deeply working ancestral healing ceremony using many methods which have been passed down through shamanic cultures of England and further afield. We will also have our final ceremony, which will be the ceremony for Great Mystery itself, completing our journey of gathering information and gathering experience of the shamanic realms and of non-ordinary reality. Now, module 6 is by no means the end of your shamanic training. The shamanic training is a lifelong experience, constantly unfolding the pathways through Great Mystery. During the Circle of Light shamanic training, there is a length of 20 sections of introspection and themes of introspection throughout it, which will give you a complete toolkit of wisdom pathways to work with should you wish to become a professional shamanic practitioner, or should you wish to incorporate the shamanic practices into the work that you already do. I would love to see you all on the Circle of Light Shamanic Practitioner training. It will be hybrid, so you'll be able to train online and in person. There will be retreats. You'll be able to get together in a community and spend weekends or even weeks together, experiencing and sharing in this absolutely beautiful, deep and loving work, which is heart-led, heart-centered, and all about connection to the unity that is Great Spirit. May you be guided by love, and may Great Spirit fill you fully. Aho.